What is up, YouTube? Vega Brothers Gaming here, and today we got a match. We got Tristan's Noivern deck versus Luis's Greninja deck. Luis is on the left, Tristan's on the right. We got an epic match of Pokemons here you today. It's going to be a best of 3. I won't spoil anything until the end. Make sure you guys share this video, and you guys enjoy. Now off to Luis and Tristan.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for that introduction. With me here today, I have my co-commentator, Tristan.
Hey guys.
Alright, Tristan, so here we're just doing a die roll, basic shuffle. We already did all that. Tristan unfortunately wins because this deck likes to go first.
Both decks like to.
Yeah, both decks really like to go first. Unfortunately, I only opened up with a Froakie, and I say unfortunately, but like, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world, but Tristan opens up really strong.
There's a Hoopa and a Rangaroo.
Yep, that's not the worst opening in the world. He Ultra Balls away, searching for...
Noibat.
Noibat, that's right.
But throwing away that Palpad really hurt me late game.
Yeah, the one of Palpad in your deck, I was like, why would you discard a one of? I mean, I don't know. I don't remember your hand at the time, or I don't think you do either, to justify it, but who knows? I remember my Ultra Ball, my first Ultra Ball, I discarded my Frog and my Glaceon because, you know, I had my DCE, and I was like, hey, first rule of thumb, never discard a DCE. Yeah. But here I play a Great Ball, and I actually open up with an Energy Lotto as well. So that's, you know, twice I can look up the top of my deck for 7 cards to pick up both an Energy and a Pokemon. I pick a Zorua and a Water Energy. And what I'm just going to start doing here, because I can't touch the Hoopa with my GXs, is I'm just going to be like, okay, I'm just going to set up my Baby Frog and possibly try to search for an Eevee to get a Glaceon on board. You'll see me putting the Skateboard on the Frog so I can just get the free retreat and attach the Water Energy. I'd rather lose the Zorua at this point, and then I just pass it over to Tristan.
And then I dropped a Noivern and a Baton onto the Noibat, and then I Cynthia'd my empty hand away.
Yeah, that's the best. And if you guys are wondering why I didn't play my supporter for the turn, it's because the supporter I had is Copycat, and at the time Tristan only had, I believe, 2 cards in hand. Yep. So playing a Copycat for 2 cards just does not feel good, man. It's definitely not a right play.
And then I played a Nest Ball for a Ditto Prism Star.
And then I believe you passed it back over to me, leaving 5 cards in your hand?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so, you know, doing a Copycat for 5 cards is a lot better than doing Copycat for just 2, because, man, I'm like way behind board state here. Now, Tristan, I've noticed you haven't attached any energies to your Pokemon at this point in the game. What happened?
I'm having trouble searching for them.
See, those energy lottos, man, they come in clutch.
They do.
Yeah, especially when you're running such a low energy count. But again, guys, you know, you're free to run these decks however you want. You know, use our decks as skeletons for whatever you want. And off the Copycat, I don't remember what I rip. Oh yeah, I ripped the Frogadier. And I put the 2 damage cards on the Noivern just because I want to get those 2 prizes. And then here's the Ultra Ball I was telling you about. I discarded 2 Pokemon instead of my one of DCE in hand, because it's like, hey, look, I run a limited number of copies of this card in my deck, so I can't afford to lose it. You know, that's just my mindset of playing.
And you can't retrieve the DCE.
No. In your deck, you can't retrieve the Palpad, can you?
No.
No? Yeah, I don't
recall. It was just the best option to choose.
I gotcha. And here I believe Tristan just passes it over after just benching an Oranguru.
And I had the Oranguru there. I attached an energy.
Oh, you attached an energy. My bad. Yeah, here I finally get the Eevee, and I get an Oranguru, I believe. Yeah, and now I just lily my hand. I had like 2 cards, so I drew for 4, which was very good because now it's allowing me to catch up. As far as energy goes, though, I'm ahead, and then I just Zoroark ability and pass because I really don't have an attacker.
I threw down an Altaria on the Ditto and put a Noibat in the bench.
Yeah.
I Tantalized my hand away.
Yep, and then there's that Psychic Energy finally.
Another energy.
Yep. I mean, man, this early game it was so slow. I mean, there was nothing I could do to the Hoopa. Here I get the Greninja on board, and I decided to put 3 damage on the Noibat just because I'm like, hey, I think I have a knockout here. So I manually attached the Eevee, thus forcing the evolution into Glaceon. And I remember in my hand, I have a Aqua Patch. So I dropped the Aqua Patch well, at first I Zoroark, and I dropped the Aqua Patch to give an energy to the Glaceon. Now it has 2 energies, and then I Cynthia my hand away, hoping to get the other Aqua Patch. And, you know, since I've already thinned the deck out a lot, I actually do rip it. You'll notice a cut here, guys. That's just a bunch of thinking that was going on. I benched an Eevee, and then I do the Aqua Patch attachment, retreat the Zoroark, and then I just split the damage, knocking out the Noibat because I don't want him to set up 2 Noiverns.
I dropped down another Rangaroo, and I put a Rainbow Energy on Noivern, so it is ready to attack. I Guzma up
the Zoroark, yep.
I do the the damage to it and block his items.
Yeah, see, now blocking my items at this point in the game doesn't really matter because I already have the Greninja and I already have the Glaceon. And then here I just play my Guzma and I call up his Altaria. Mainly because the Altaria, that 20 extra damage adds up, guys, over time.
And it doesn't have that much health.
Yeah.
To an easy knockout.
And I couldn't one-shot the Oranguru. Otherwise, I would have went for the Oranguru's, putting a halt to his engine, but not really because he has 2 of them in play anyways. Man, this game just once it picked up, it just kept going. It was just a landslide here. Like, I remember I was picking your Pokemon apart left and right, but then later on we're gonna see that Hoopa just bring Tristan back to life. Here, guys, I'm checking his discard pile for the number of Guzmas he's played, and I've noticed, I'm like, okay, he's got 1 more Guzma left in his deck. So once he plays it, that's it. I'm free. I'm free of his Guzmas.
Right here, I used the Boom Burst GX, putting 50 damage on all of his Pokemon and 80 on his active.
Yeah, that one really caught me off guard, and it put Zoroark and Glaceon in a position to where they can be knocked out by Noivern's second attack, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. And then here I just drop another Cynthia, I believe, to I don't even remember what I was digging for at this point. I think I was looking for Guzmans, yeah. I Zoroark ability, and I'm like, man, what do I do? Here I drop a Rescue Stretcher to get the Frog and Glaceon I discarded earlier, like I said, guys. Again, you know, just to get them back into that, because you want to see that spread damage. You want to basically force your opponent to be like, hey, I'm going to kill 2 things at once. Here I had to GX to get rid of that Noivern, because I had no other way to get rid of it.
And since Noivern had the baton on it, I attached the 2 Psychic Energy onto Hoopa, and then attach a Dark Energy onto Hoopa, making it able to attack. And I do the damage on the...
No, I believe you... No,
I switched.
You switched.
Guzma.
Yeah, you played a switch and you played a Guzma. That's what you did. But either way, you were able to. Yeah, you knocked out the Zoroark, which was a huge. It was a huge play for you because you knocked out my 1 Pokemon that just gave me so many resources. Here I was contemplating the Greninja and the Glaceon. My thought process behind this is like, if I call up the Glaceon, I can still spread damage to your bench, but I can't really one-shot anything. You know, so here I'm like, okay, what can I kill? And I'm looking at that Altaria, so I'm like, alright, let's just call it up. I Guzma up the Altaria, and then I call up the Greninja. And then here I believe I just do a retreat. Now keep in mind, that Greninja still has an escape board, so I don't have to discard the water energy, as I said in my deck profile. Or not the water, the DCE, yeah, thank you Tristan, double colorless. So I can just detach 1 water energy and it'd be fine. Here I energy lotto for the water energy, and look at that, guys. I'm never punished. So yeah, guys, here I just I grab that water energy, attach it to the Greninja, and retreat back into the Glaceon to keep pressure up on the Altaria. Because again, you don't want him to build up that damage.
But you takes out the Altaria and puts a few damage on to Hoopa.
Yep, and then here Tristan calls up his Hoopa to put damage on my Glaceon. I don't know, you knock it out actually.
Yeah, knock it out, take 2 prizes, which will make my hand size to 8.
Yep, and then here I'm just trying to bench as much as I can, as fast as I can. And I'm thinning my deck out. Honestly, I'm looking for
the Guzmans,
the Guzma and the Frogs, because like, you know, I'm just 1 prize away from winning. I can knock out any of these things and take a win. Here, unfortunately, I get stuck. Like, I can do nothing, guys. So I just pass it over to Tristan, and Tristan's just gonna have a field day. He does another Guzma play, and then to the Noivern with free retreat, calls up a Frog, takes an easy knockout, picks up another prize. And here, Tristan evened it up. Here, I was debating on what I wanted to call up. Honestly, this was just kind of tricky, but the game is coming to a wrap here because I ripped the Guzma and there was nothing Tristan could do. He couldn't knock out the big beefy Greninja GX with all that health. But overall, it was a good game. What would you say, Tristan?
It was a close game.
Very close game. I enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. I gotta say, you know, the item lock didn't really affect me at all.
Yeah, I only used the attack once.
Yeah, but you know, stay tuned for the next match, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. We're gonna pass it over to Daniel for the outro. He will have a few links ready for you at the end of the video. Tristan, any last words you want to say about the match?
If I didn't put away that Pal Pad at the beginning, it probably would have been a different game.
It would have been a completely different game. But anyways, that's just the way it is, man. You can't discard those one-ofs. That's the moral of this match right here. Isn't that right, Tristan?
Definitely.
Daniel, back to you.
See you guys later.
Whoa, what a match, you guys. That was a pretty epic Pokemon battle between Tristan's Noivern deck and Luis's Greninja deck. On the left, you can click on that link. You can see Tristan's deck profile of Noivern, and on the right, you can see Greninja's deck profile. And also in the middle, you can click on that subscribe button. Why don't you subscribe and stay tuned for more battles? Alright, stay tuned, guys. Vega Brothers signing out.